Let me share my screen. Okay.
I think we can wait for 2 more minutes. Maybe more guys will join.
class 属性，那通过这个 class， 我们呢就能够定位到它们这个 spam 标签，然后呢去提取它的整个这个 text 这个值，我们就能够达到咱们整个一个什么呢视频标题。所以呢，整个接下来我们要去做干嘛呢？待会儿我们通过这个文章，先把这个复制，复制完之后呢，我们接下来要去做的放 spam 标签，先进行元素定位，然后呢下面 text。
子明，are you there？
整个这个文本值呢，就是咱们想要的整个一个视频一个标题。然后我们这里写个 title。
Can you mute Adele, the user Adele? Can you mute?
I'm not the host. 子明, are you there? You can mute the noise.
Okay, I have muted them. Shall we begin?
Yes, I think you can start the meeting now.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ziming from VMware. Now, today's community meeting, the agenda is as below. First, we'll summary the release 1.9 feature and the story progress. Then we'll update some community infos. Then we have 3 feature demos. And then De Chen from CaiCloud will share some user case. Finally, we'll have some free talk. Okay, first, in the past 2 weeks, our 1.9 release has some in progress. The tag retention now has begin coding now. And the replication epic is almost done, except community is working on Ali Cloud adapter. And they are making some proxy feature. The webhook support feature is done and we'll have demo. The whitelist in CVS is done. And others, no change. Okay. In the last week, the KubeCon in San Diego, the CFP's deadline is ended by July the 12th. Second, we are collecting requirements for release 1.10. So community guys can give more requirements now. Then please, Stephen Zhou introduce some other community things.
Okay, thank you, Ziming. I'd like to share some updates about our work groups. Besides the current two work groups, the replication focus on deliver improved replication, and scanning, which is working on deliver a pluggable scanner for Harbor. Now we have two new work group on the way. The first one is a hub operator. This work group will focus on deliver a Kubernetes operator for Harbor. So this work group will hosted by Frank Quinn from Qihoo, and I will be a co-host as a co-host. So if you are interested in such a topic, you can contact Frank Quinn to join this work group to do some to join some discussion, to do some contribution. And another one is the P2P distribution. This work group will, focus on delivering a P2P, a suitable P2P distribution solution for Harbor. And this work group will hosted by Dutton from TechCloud. I will also be a co-host. So if you have any interest in this in P2P, I think you can contact the train to join. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Next is the demo time. First is Yan Wang. Go on. I'll stop sharing. Wang Yan.
Hi, thanks, Ziming. Let me share my screen. Yeah, okay. Today we're going to give you a demo about the feature of a project called. Sorry. Can you please mute? So we're going to. Hey, sorry.
Ziming, your host, I think you can mute.
Before going into details, let me just give you a draft that goes through about the project called proposal. You can find the proposal in the community. This is a PR. I just list some user story in the proposal and add some information details, so you can feel free to add your comments in this PR. Let's go into the demo. As the system admin, there's a new tag in the configuration page that's named project called. So in this page, we can manage all of the projects called and see the usage. First, let me add you can see there are two attributes here. They are the default artifact account and disk storage for project. That means you can set a default value for a newly created project of code. Let's try to edit it. As you can see, you can edit the two attributes, default artifact account and the storage. So for the demo, I just want to set it to 2, 1 megabyte. So let's try to create a new project. So as you can see here, the default code value is listed in the create project dialog. Let's try to create a new project here. And there's a new summary page in project. We can see the summary information of the project. include project quota. So because this is a new project, there's no artifact and the storage consumptions. So let's try to push. Let's try to push the image into the project. Okay, I just push one image to the demo quota project. Let's try to see what happened. Yeah, you can see here the quota users count is become 1. And let's try to push another one. Yeah, as we can see here, the count user reaches to the limitation of the demo 2. Oh, sorry, demo quota. It's 2 of 2. So let's try to push another image to demo quota to see what will happen. Yeah, you can see here the push request is reject because the project has no quota. So at the system admin, I can edit and I can give more quota for the project. So let's try to enlarge the artifact count to 3. And then let's try to push the weight 3 again. Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, the E was pushed successful. So this is the feature of demo about the project quota.
Hi, William. And maybe you want to talk about what happens when you, the behavior when you push 2 images concurrently, or if it exceeds the quota, if the sum of the actual size exceeds the quota. Just high level description.
Okay. We add some a code to handle the scenario to the multi push to 1 image. You can think about that if someone 2 or 3 people to push 1 image to the same project. How about just see will in the background, how about just handle the parallel push 1 by 1 and just give them a usage for per 1 image because that they are same. So I think for some details you can find them in a proposal here. I just list all of scenarios in the user storage, and also you can find the flow chart and for the detailed solution and of some village cases when that we cannot handle very successful.
Yeah, can you also show if the user has reached out to the limit, how the admin can expand the quota? Can you also demo that?
Okay. Actually, I did this. So as we can see, I just create a project demo quota. The count already reached to the limited of 3. So let's try to enlarge the 3 to 4. So let's try to put another one. Yeah, it's successful to push into the demo quota. It's become to 4 of 4. And if we try to push one more, the request will be rejected. Yeah, you can see that there's a failure error in the Docker client. The project has no quota, and your request is cannot accept.
If I choose to override an existing tag, will it be accepted?
Yes, let's try to do it because the v4 is still in the project. Because we do not compare the existing image in the project. That means if you it's just add 1 for count for a new image, but for the existing image we do nothing for this.
What if the quota is set for the storage? Will it be accepted?
For the existing, it will be accepted, but for a new one, it will be rejected.
I mean, if the storage quota has already been exceeded, then I push another images, a very large one, to overwrite an existing image. Will this push be accepted?
No, because the newly pushed one is the you mean that you want to push a new image but with the same report tag, right?
Yeah.
No, but if your image is the same, the block is the same, your request will be accepted. But if the block is new, the request will be rejected because it consumes storage on the project.
So the quota check is performed in the blob upload?
Yes. We have actually we have 2 checker for Docker push. One is the set checker, and another one is count checker. Set checker is for the blob, and the count checker is for the manifest.
Okay, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you want?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So you can also find the execution push of blob or push or manifest. You can find the flowchart here to get more details.
A quick question from me. Can we switch to the summary page of a project?
Yeah.
So is it a finalized UI or is
it? Actually, this was designed by the UX. So if you have any comments, just add your comments in the proposal.
Yeah, it's a little empty, I think.
I agree with it. So, any other questions?
Can you put that link in the chat box? The one with the diagram.
Which link?
The one with the pictures, the flowcharts.
Oh.
Proposal link.
Okay. Sure. I will do it later. So any other questions?
Yeah, I had a comment in the chat that for the error message, maybe we can clearly specify what causing the quota exceed. Like in the example, it is artifacts count. Sometimes it will be the storage quota exceed, right? We should display, print it.
Yeah, I can revise the error message to give more details.
Yeah, there's also a question in the chat that Peter is asking whether we can add a threshold notification in this project quota feature. Alex has answered that we can do it in webhook, but I think in this version we haven't included that.
Yeah, we don't have it in this version.
It's not in the scope 1.9.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things that want email notifications. So once if we decide to put in SMTP, then everything will be taken through that. Or
okay, yeah,
a separate webhook. But that's nice to think about. But it's not in the roadmap for 1.9. But and also we have a project board in Harbor for 1.10. So if anyone wants, if anyone has any features they want groomed for 1.10, they can raise it and add the requirement type, and we can put it in the 1.10 backlog and go.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Ian, for them.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's my part.
Okay. Thanks, Wang Yan. Next is Mingming Pei's demo, Webhook support. Pei Mingming 在吗
Okay.
Okay.
I will demonstrate the webhooker. And I will share my screen. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Here is our proposal, the URL, and you can see the comments and the detail. Okay. Let's just demonstrate it. Okay. First, you can see here in the configuration there is a parameter webhooks enabled, and the default value is enabled. You can select it and make it disabled and save. Now it is enabled. And then you can go here and create a new project. We call it test webhook. And you can see our webhooker table here. And if you haven't created a policy, you will see the start URL. And you can type in our URL that we are received the hook request. And here I will type in my server here. And this is not mandatory secret. It will be sent in HTTP header if you set it. I will set this. Yes. So you can test the endpoint, and it says OK. You continue, and the policy is defined. And you can see here webhook endpoint, and here and the button disable. Now we support about 8 events that can be hooked: download chat, delete chat, upload chat, and delete image and pull image, push image, scanning field, scanning complete. And now you can only disable all of them or enable all of them. Here, I want to disable all of them, and it will never be hooked. And here, and enable. So I will push an image and see the hook request in the remote endpoint. So this is the remote endpoint. I will check the log. here I will push a new image into the project test webhook, and is test webhook. So let's go. Yeah, it has already exists and it pushed, and you can see here. The remote endpoint receives HTTP request and with header authorization secret, and this is to context type application JSON, and now it is only support JSON body and the body, the type, push image, coat, and you can find the request body format in the proposal. Okay, it's slow like this. It is. This is the architecture of the webhook, and you can find here the event trigger, and then will be handled in notification manager, and then sent to job service and sent out. Okay. That's all.
Meaning a quick question about the secret setting.
Okay.
Can we go back to the UI?
Yeah.
Go to the endpoint. Yeah. I think it should be the authorization header, right? And I see you hard-coded the secret in the value of the header.
Yes.
That should be changed, right?
Yes, we can do some modification later.
Yeah.
By our discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we add multiple webhooks in one project?
No, there are only one webhook policies per project. And maybe supporting future.
Yeah, so for 1.9, we went with all or nothing. So you either get everything or you get nothing. Kendrick also asked about this. It's just we wanted to get minimal viable product working for 1.9. And then we're going to offer more flexibility for the user once we add more webhooks. Also, just a couple of other points. There's also a retry here. So basically, if there's the webhooks aren't sent out, they're for now. I think there's due to some limitation with the job service component, we've hard-coded an infinite retry, basically like a 999 into it with exponential backoff. But the goal is to have the user be able to specify the number of retries. For an enterprise product, we don't want the webhooks to be lost if it doesn't fire off for whatever reason. So it's going to get queued up and it's going to get kept trying until it works.
Another question about the details. How do you test connection? Because for webhook you send a post. So what do you send?
Just send a HTTP request in call and with a template body.
But that
it is a push.
Code, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we may need to think about it a little bit more. Like maybe it's just for testing the connection. Like you just just verify the connection works, because you never know what the request body should be.
Yeah, we have considered that. So the body is populated with some template information, just like test and test namespace or something like this.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that we don't confuse the endpoint by sending some mock data. But he may or may not know this is mock, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
We also have a story. It's actually already in the 1.10 project board on GitHub to create more complex webhooks and to create actions around those webhooks. So you can essentially chain these events together and complete continuous integration pipeline. So if anybody has any suggestions for additional webhooks you want to see or actions around webhooks, event-driven actions, feel free to add those on the ticket. I think it's just called Webhooks 2.0, which should already be in the project board, the 1.10 to-do project board.
Okay. That's all.
Okay. Thanks, Ming Pei.
Okay.
Next.
Thank you.
Okay. Next is Azure Replication Adapter from Dechen. Chende, are you here? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I will share my screen. Okay, I will demonstrate the new supported registries in the replication feature. It's almost the same with other ones. First, I can create a registry for the Azure container registry type. Okay, this is my ACR registry. I will copy my key. Here we can test the connection. Oh, it's passed. First, I will demonstrate the push mode of the Azure registry. Push mode. I will push the library project to the Azure. Okay, it's optional. I will trigger it manually.
I think you can show us what we have in the library.
Oh, of course. In the library, there are 3 repos and each one with 1 tag.
Okay.
Then I will trigger the replication. You can see there are 3 tasks and each one for the repo. Actually, those images are already in the registry, so it's very fast. We can see it's already succeeded. Okay, there's the ones I pushed. Then let's try the pull mode. Here we select the source registry. Okay, we'll change one, the DV project. I will trigger it again. Only one report matched, and we can see that here it's failed. I just notified this. Maybe it's the version I used. I just built one images locally and ran it in my local machine. I will later I will check what's the detail problem. So we didn't spend time to figure it out in this demo.
So I have a question. Is it possible to pull the image you just push to the Azure to a new Harbor project?
You mean the pull mode?
Yeah.
Pull to different repos?
Yeah. I think you just push the 3 repository to the Azure, then we can pull it back to a new Harbor project. Is that okay?
We can try it.
Yeah, but it may fail because the last one failed.
But the project may be created successfully.
Yeah. Can you back to the Azure?
It sounds like
the authentication problem. I didn't try this recently, so I just come into this problem and I didn't have time to figure it out.
Okay.
Okay, that's the. Okay, we only checked the project. Now we can see that the project is already created. And we can also check the log to figure out what you want. Okay, we can see that the log from the log we can see it's copied the DV project images to develop project images. Okay, we won't wait it. That's the demo.
I have a quick question. So you are doing replication to and from ACR, right?
Yeah.
ACR. As far as I know, ACR also stores Helm chart. Will you do that in this version?
In this version, we only consider the images.
Okay.
Any other questions?
All right, very cool. Thanks. Yeah. So.
Thank you.
Okay. I will start my sharing.
Yeah. Thanks. So Michael currently is requesting some fonts from ThinkZF to allow us to create an account in Azure or in Google or in AWS. So once that money is coming, so we probably can create some CI pipelines to make sure this function always work, release by release. Yeah, maybe we should add some more tests once we get the font.
Great.
Yeah. So now our replication now supports pretty much every major cloud, public cloud registry, right? We have Azure, AWS, Google, GCP, Huawei, Docker Hub, and Ali is the last one, right?
Yeah.
Ali is finished. We should have pretty much all the major players.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the Dechen's sharing, demo. Next is the user case sharing, also from Dechen. Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you can share your case, user case.
Okay. Okay, here I just introduce our registry product. It's called TiCloud. It's called Cargo from TiCloud. This is the agenda. I will first introduce what is the Cargo in the TiCloud and how it uses Harbor to achieve its functions. And I will also introduce some features that not in the Harbor yet. And the last, I will show the high availability architecture of the Cargo. Cargo is the TiCloud's registry product. It's implemented based on Harbor, and it uses a lot of the Harbor features. And it's tightly integrated with the Compass product in TiCloud. It's a hybrid cloud platform. The Cargo registries in our product, it supports multi-tenant, and we also can support credential automatically dispatch in the clusters. And the registry itself is deployed in high availability mode. First, let's see the whole landscape of the Cargo in our product. Here I show three environments, and each one we will have a Cargo deployed. And the different cargos can replicate images directly. And then in the underlying, we have a workflow engine to support the CI/CD and some other workflows, because our product also supports the AI cases. So we have Cyclone. It's our the workflow engine made by TiCloud, and also it's open source. And then in each environment, we can deploy different applications from the images from the registry. We have used Harbor 1.4 and 1.7, the major versions we used. And we have used a lot of the features from Harbor, the project repo, the basic images management functions, the image replication. This is one the very important features we use, and the image retake, the vulnerability scanning, and the image build history, and GC. It's come from 1.7. It's also very useful in our product. And in addition to this, we have supported multi-tenant in our registries, and we also have created the event subscriptions. It's just like the webhooks, just diamond before. And for the vulnerability database management, the CLAIRE itself is not very flexible. So we also have done some work to make this part more useful, especially in the offline environment. And we also have the base image check features. I will grab this later. For the multi-tenant, as we know, Harbor and the Docker registry is a single tenant registry. But above this, we want to achieve the multi-tenant. So we introduce the new component to help to achieve this. In our environment, we have created 3 different components. One is the admin, Cargo admin. It's just another wrapper to the registry, or to the Harbor, to be more specific. It helps us to implement the tenant separations and the other additional features. And here in the middle, it's called the Cargo token component. We didn't use the token service embedded in the Harbor. We create another token service in our platform. And with this, we can control the authentication and authorizations in the platform as we want. And here, the last one is the cargo auth. It's a component to dispatch the credentials to the different tenant, different partitions in our cloud clusters. Here is the event subscriptions. It's just like the webhooks. We can configure the registry to send the event to the cargo admin component. Then in our platform, other components or other service can send APIs to subscribe this event from the cargo admin such a component. Then with this, we can achieve other purpose from the registry events, such as the CD in the CI/CD pipeline. And for the vulnerability DB management, we have created a set of APIs to manually update the DB or to schedule the regularly update of the DB. And we also make tools to help to offline update the DB because in lots of the cloud environment, there's no network connections. And this is the base image checks. In our product, we have specific projects named base images, and it will host all the base images in our corporations. And these images are also have been checked and should be safe. And then for the other images in other projects, users we can check whether those images are based from the base images from the specific the given project. And this can tell the status of the unknown images. Okay, the last one is the high availability architectures of our product, our cargo. It's much like the HA architectures once in the Go Harbor repos. Here we just solve the HA problems of the Redis and the PG, and we also use GlassFS for the registry data to share the volumes in each instances. And about the Harbor component, we will use an HA proxy to act as a load balance for both the Harbor service and the Redis service and the Postgres service. All the services are accessed from this unified engine point. And then the three HA proxies, we will use VIPs to band the to have a union endpoint for the load balance. Okay, this is what I want to share in this user case.
I have a question. What is the scale of the deployment? How many Harbor instances do you have? And what is like the size of your storage?
You mean in the cargo, the storage?
Yeah.
For most of our customers, it's about 1 to 2 gigabytes.
Okay. How many images do you have?
It's maybe 10,000.
10,000. Okay.
Well, I have a question about the the mapping because about the multi-tenant.
Okay.
Multiple tenant. So So for one tenant, it will has a unique Harbor instance, or it will share the instance with other tenant.
Currently, we share the shared one Harbor instance.
One Harbor instance may serve multiple tenants.
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, the storage, they share the same storage. So it's not very the real multi-tenant. We only control we only do the access control of the different project.
Okay, seems all the Harbor instances point to a graphic cluster, right? So that may cause the storage is not independent.
Yes.
Okay.
So we only introduce something like the quota just made in the 1.9 to set quotas for different tenants and projects.
So do you check the blob while pushing?
Actually, we are only still very simple quotas implementations.
Okay. So actually, I'm very interested in the distribution. So how to assign a tenant to a specific Harbor instance, or there is no fixed mapping relationship. You just random or round robin.
Sorry, I didn't get your point.
I mean, for example, if I'm a tenant, I created push some image.
Yeah.
Which Harbor instance will serve this tenant? It's not a fixed relationship, or it's a fixed relationship.
It's not fixed.
Okay. Okay. So similar the Harbor instance pool, right? To serve all of the tenants.
Yes, but we have the session affinities to bind the client IP.
Oh. Okay. So I think we can talk more detail later offline. Yeah, I'm very interested in this solution.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a big one. Providing high availability for Harbor as far as enterprise level registry product goes. So
yeah. Just one more question. Could you turn to the page for HA structure?
Sure.
Yeah. So how do you set up the HA of PostgreSQL, or do they just share the same file system?
You mean which one? Which service?
I mean the PG Circle of PostgreSQL, the database.
Oh yeah.
How do you set up the HA for that? Or for each Harbor instance, it's not really HA, but they share the file system. Is that the design?
Yes, they share the file system just for the Docker images. For the database, the storage is separated.
So you set up a PostgreSQL cluster?
Yes, it's a cluster.
Okay.
Actually, the Redis and the Postgres, in some cases, we didn't deploy it on the same node. It just use external services. But if we didn't have such services, we will deploy the clusters.
Okay, yeah, we can discuss offline about the solution. Thanks.
Okay.
Is there any performance issue with Gluster that you run into?
Sorry, I didn't get your point.
Oh, I mean, running on Gluster FS at the bottom. Did you meet any performance issues?
Yes. As we know, the Gluster files is not very friendly for the small files, but the registries there are a lot of small files. So if we want to copy or to back up the data of the cluster files is very, very slow. Actually, for the push image, such normal operations is acceptable. We didn't find very obvious performance problems.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Dechen's sharing. I think we don't have much more time left. Do anyone else have any other discussion questions? Okay. If no other questions, I think we're done. That's all.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.